afternoon, everybody. It is Saturday, September 21st, 2024. It's 4:08 in the afternoon. Good afternoon. And yes, I have my makeup on. The first video I did earlier, I had no makeup on. Absolutely none. And I said, I'm going to make the next video and I'm going to have makeup on. So this is what I look like when I have makeup on. So the shadow is making this shadow look. I don't know why. Oh, no big deals. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's the shadow or it's casting. Anyway, how are you all? I'm doing great. My name is John Gitron, and I want to show you my Scully. Little Scully here. This is Scully. This is my Dia de los Muertos skull that I have been working on by using just paper mache. This is all just paper mache except for the embellishments. The embellishments are made a whole different way. You use the molds. You can buy these anywhere. They're molds. You can use them for fondant, but you can use them for what I use them for decorations on my butterflies. They come in all kinds of roses. They come in all kinds of forms. More butterflies. Or you can buy the fondant cookie cutters and use these. These have butterflies as well. They have hearts, flowers. Then they have other type of molds. I don't like this one because there is no depth in this one. It kind of disappointing. But I think I have to buy different. Maybe I have to buy molding clay. And then, let's see. I have little hearts. I can't find the big hearts. I don't know what happened to them. There's only two, but there was 4 women. Somehow I lost the hearts, which is odd. I don't know what happened to them. Butterflies, more butterflies, leaves. You definitely need the leaves. Those together. Flowers. There, then they have stars. These are cutters, like I've lost my leaves. I don't know how I lost my other heart. Leaves. Small little leaves. But I lost my hearts. I don't know how I lost all the hearts. More butterflies. But I had a big heart and I can't find it anymore, so that's kind of sad. Can't find it. Just disappeared. I lost it in transition. I looked all day yesterday, so I don't know what happened to it. So that's how, and I got them in a box. So when I need them, I just have them in the box. And you're going to need those little molds to create these beautiful little decorations. Look how pretty those decorations look. There it goes. And it has stars, because I do have a star. These are the stars. These are the little roses. Here, these are the leaves. There's the roses. The veins, you have to make yourself. All you have to do is just roll out the fondant, like a string, and then curl them up, and then there's little leaves everywhere. And there's stars, and there's circles. But if you notice, let me give you a good shot. In the middle of all these, I added beads. Can you see the beads? Which gave it a whole different effect. I used to do a lot of beading work, and I stopped doing it. So I have my lamp here. The lampshade literally got all old and broken, and I said, what can I do with this? And look at that. Turn on the light, put a ring light in there, and now Scully is green. Now, if this was a flashing light, you know, just a light and it was flashing, I think that would look awesome for Halloween. And I just use the really small little beads. I think this is number 5. And I have a whole bunch of beads. And when you're using your beads, you're going to need a very thin, pointy tweezer. I keep that in my blade, in my stiletto blade, which right there. And you're going to need glue, because glue is what holds them down. I add them, insert them, but then I add the glue right on top of them, so it'll keep it from falling out. So there's me old Scully. And it falls down a little bit. No big deal. Come on, Scully. There it is. Look at Scully. At night, this looks so scary for Halloween. But this is the deal that was marked to a skull. Okay. So I'm going to add Scully over there. Scully. So he's over there, got his little head tilted, and he's all done. So I'm going to put my mold away. And how do I create Scully? Phone away. How do I create Scully? Scully's created very, very simply. There's no science to this at all. So you're going to need old news, junk mail. This is just junk mail. You're going to get your junk mail, and I get my regular scissors. These are my paper scissors. They're blue. My material scissors are pink. So I take my paper, cut it with a pair of scissors. Then I'm gonna fold it the other way. See, it's folded in half. Then I take it and go lengthwise, and I'm gonna cut it again. So this is the front of the whole letterhead, folded in half, and then folded lengthwise. Now that I have my paper, I have 4 sheets. Now I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to cut it diagonally. You see how that looks? It's got a slant to it. Now I'm going to take that slant, I'm turn it around. There's the slant. Now I'm going to go the other way. I'm laying them right on top. Now I'm going to turn it the other way, and I'm going to go to the other slant. And there it goes. Line them up, and they should look like this. Take out one. That's how your paper should look. All of them. Because when you start adding it and layering it on top of your balloon, you're going to need just simple Elmer's glue. You could add a little bit of water so it's not so thick. And you're going to need a brush. And you're also going to need, let me get it. balloon. Simple balloon. And a balloon driver. It's called a balloon pump. An electric balloon pump. You can get this at Amazon. They're very inexpensive. Okay. I'm going to take the balloon, place it over the tip. And I want it this big. The other one I made too big, but I actually should have made it this big. When I made this one, you can see it got elongated, so it was too big. When the first, I made it, this is my second one. The first one, it was just right. I was able to sit it down on the table. But when I made this one, I didn't realize that I made it oblong. So it was hard to sit on the table. I couldn't cut it correctly. So you notice it's at a slant in the back. But it fits beautifully on this lampshade, where the lampshade got really old and I wasn't able to use it. So it got a little bit of the air left. So place it down onto the so this is how big it was. That is too big. So this is just fine. So now I'm going to take this away. You're going to take that and stretch it because it's kind of hard to wrap around there. And now I'm going to make a knot. Voila. It is just the right size. I want it round, sort of round as much as possible. And there is a big, big difference. See? Much, much different. So, you're asking yourself, how did you make this and it has a nose and a mouth and everything else? Excellent question. So I'm going to take my balloon, I'm going to set it in this plastic container. Make sure it's a container that has no sharp edges whatsoever. I'm going to set that aside. Put this in there. Let me get that scissors out of the way. And you will need a lot of paper. You're going to need a lot of paper. And you're going to need a lot of glue. So, here is the free download that I got on the internet. Look for a royalty-free image. Don't get an image that you're going to have to pay for or you may violate the copyright. Because if I'm making a video like this and then I go ahead and put it on YouTube or some type of social media and somebody sees it and they say, hey, that's my design, I did not give you the copyright for you to videotape it. So look for a royalty-free image that the person who created the image is willing for you to take it and put it on social media. They would be so happy for you to do that. So, but they do have a disclaimer. They tell you not to sell their idea. They tell you, in other words, if I had a class and I say this is mine, or I start giving it to the class without letting them know there's copyrights, you would attach the copyrights and you would tell them, this is not for sale. You can't make multiple copies and put it in a book and say, look, here, I'm going to sell it to you for X amount of dollars. You're violating the copyrights. You can't claim it's yours. Like I'm doing right now, I'm not claiming it's mine. This is the rightful owner of this website. So it's free. You could scan this. There's a code scanner. And when you make your mask, this is a mask I'm going to show you. There is the mask. It's a Halloween mask. It's a Mardi Gras mask. It's for New Year's Eve. You can make this mask. It's just a mask. So that's what I look for on the internet. I look for a royalty-free mask. One that I can show you on YouTube or whatever social media. And then, oh, I don't know if I showed you the name of the person. This person would be happy to know that I'm advertising their name because they sell They sell lots of masks, animal, you name it, and they're pricey. I do want to buy one. I want to buy one of their other masks. They got animals, cows. I mean, you name it, cows, deers. Imagine making a mask with a deer and then using this idea with the balloons. And to a degree that you can make it as big as Scully here. Okay? But the next time, what my mistake was, when I put the mask onto the balloon, I placed it too low. This time I'm going to place the mask really up high so we can have a forehead. And if I would have put the mask up there, I think I would have had no problem. I don't know what made me put it down at the very end, and that was a mistake. But you learn as you go. Again, this is my second mask. The first one came out really nice. I gave it to my niece. She's extremely happy. So once you get your mask, your free royalty image mask, don't go get one that you know you've been violating the copyright. You're gonna really mess things up. So once you get that, it has 6 pages, which gives you the instructions and tells you how to cut it and everything. And I'm gonna pull them all out. But in reality, once you get everything the mask needs, it's only 3 pages. So this is a 3, 4, and 5. That's all this is. Pages 3, 4, and 5. But I made a lot of them because I want to make a lot of masks for the Halloween decorations. And you can make them for Mardi Gras. You can make them for parties too. You know, put some feathers on it. For your birthday parties, I mean, have fun. And then what I did was, this is just simple paper. I have a huge journal book that I stopped using many, many years ago. I still have the book. There's a whole bunch of pages. It's somewhere, but I don't know where I've got it right now. But it's a journal book, and I've got it somewhere. I know it's somewhere, but I don't know where it is. And I just made an envelope out of it. This is your journal keeping, you know, your expenses and everything. And since I wasn't using it, I used 2 big sheets, and I made myself an envelope, like a manila envelope. And I put all my extra pieces. I keep making copies. And then the original, put that in there. This original, this original 3, 4, and 5 is only 10 centimeters big. You see that? Very, very small. And don't let the eye fool you. Just because the image is small doesn't mean the mask, once you put it together, is small. It's going to fit right over your face. And it's pretty big too. And it really blew my mind. Because what I did by mistake is I enlarged it. I made it a little bigger than 10 centimeters. And when I put it all together, it was huge. I'm like, oh no, it's too big. So I reprinted it the original way, the way the owner says. It's 10 centimeters, don't make any changes. But I did. And I did it the original way, the way the owner said to do it. And it came out beautifully and exactly how I wanted the mask to look. So I tried to fix this lighting. It's supposed to be a true light, but I don't see any truth in it. But anyway, so once you make your page 3, 4, and 5, you're going to cut these out. You'll notice that in the middle, there's this huge circle that has number 1 through, let me get my Oprah Winfrey reading glasses, okay? So, you'll notice that it says, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 pieces in here. So I'm going to just cut out one. I'm not going to cut all of them because it'll take me forever to do this video, and I don't want to, you know, waste your time. It's already 20 minutes. So I'm just going to cut, let's see, number 1. and number 2. Just number 1 and 2. That's all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to get my double-sided tape. You can buy double-sided tape anywhere. Buy double-sided tape. This works beautiful with double-sided tape. So here is 1 and 2. Now pay attention to 1. They have extra numbers. They have little numbers all over the place. And so does number 2 image or illustration. So what you want to do is cut this at the exact line of the image. Exactly. So let's take my camera all the way down, and I'm going to cut this following that line. No more, no less, okay? Stop, pivot, stop, pivot, cut, 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 stop, pivot, follow the line. You're going to really thank me for that. My first one that I cut, I didn't follow the directions, and I was cutting it the way I was thought I should have cut it. But then when I read the direction, it says to follow the line exactly. Because all this is like a puzzle piece, and it needs to fit into the puzzles, and you know what puzzle pieces are like. If one puzzle piece is not made from the manufacturer correctly, it's not going to fit. That's the end of the story. So I'm cutting that piece, turn it, pivot, cut. So look how tiny that looks. And I thought, did I do this right? Was I supposed to enlarge it? That's what I did with the first one. I thought, well, maybe I made a mistake and it's not supposed to be this tiny. So I myself, without reading the directions really carefully, I started enlarging it. Which is okay, but the thing is the mass was, I think, 3 times as big as my hip face. But I'm going to keep it because I can make a really big paper mache piece. Once you make your mask and you follow the way I'm doing it and you overlay it on your balloon, oh my God, the possibilities you think in your mind, wow, I can do this, I can do that. Make some cute lampshades. Make clown faces. If you don't want a clown face, make a different type of face. Or image of face. It could be a bowl that has a image on it. So you notice I'm cutting it very right on that line. Right on that line. I'm just following that line. Pivoting it. If it goes diagonal, you want to go diagonal. Go straight, you go straight with the paper. There's 1 and 2. So now I'm going to get my college paper. I'm just going to set that on the side. Here is the key point. Now remember, I told you, you must cut these exact. Don't try to make it a 1/4 of an inch bigger because you're going to really blow it. So if you look at this image, there are lines with little dots. Those are all your fold lines. Every single one has lines on it. So what you want to do is you want to take that and fold that right at that fold edge. Take that one, fold it at that fold edge. Because this is like a huge puzzle, and you must follow the order in which it is. If you don't, you're going to have a problem. So what I noticed with the first one, I cut all the pieces up. I cut all the pieces out, and I had them scattered everywhere, so I was just constantly trying to find the right one. The second one, which is the Scully over here, I cut two pieces at a time, like you see what I'm doing now. So now I have another fold I have to create. I'm using my fingernails to really sharpen those folds. Okay. And then there's one more little bitty fold, which is right here, a little triangle. Okay. And the reason why you fold them, if you notice, you're creating the mask without even realizing, wow, is that the chin? Is that the nose? I don't know. I forget. Now we have the other piece, and I'm going to start folding that one over. Just like I did the first one, because this is number 1, this is number 2, and I actually have to get number 3. If I remember, number 3 is... I'll finish doing this, and I'll explain to you why I have to get number 3. And you're saying, why do you have to get number 3 when you got number 2? There's a reason for it. Because the numbers, those little smaller numbers, are going to be right next to each other. You're going to lay them right next to each other. So if 3 is not on 1, it's not the right piece to add it to. But before I cut number 3, let me fold number 2. I might as well be prepared. And again, you want to fold it right at that line. Make sure you're not bending it or folding it the wrong way. It is crucial that you fold it correctly. My very first one, I was confused and I made a lot of mistakes. It was the second one that came out really pretty, and that's the one I gave to my niece. The first one, I never completed it because it just, for some reason, first of all, I enlarged it. Some pieces weren't, when I printed that, I don't know why, but the printer didn't print them the same size, so be aware of that. You may say enlarge, but you don't realize you have to literally put the percent, has to be the same percent on all the papers, and that's where I made my mistake. I think 5 of them I put 100%, and then the rest of them, the other 15, I only put, I think, 75%, so some of them were big and some of them were small. So let me get the paper. I need number 3. Here it is. Because I've done this. This is the third one, so I know where I made my mistake. So I know which ones to cut now. And like I said, I'm only cutting the ones I need for this. And then I've got the sheets on my side. So we've got that one, we've cut that one out. So we're going to carefully cut the next one out. I'm just going to do this right now, just to get rid of this big old piece. And now I'm going to cut the sides. You're going to notice a lot of pieces are cut very unusual, and you're going to say, oh no, how am I going to fit that piece like that in there? Let me tell you, it does work. It does work. You just have to be super, super patient putting it all together. It does work. Because you see, I've made this is going to be my third one. The first one I didn't finish, so I took it all apart. It's inside that bulb that I made. I took it all apart, and I have to resize them all up. All I know is was 100%, and some of them I did 75, so I have to meticulously try to figure out which ones were 75 and which ones were 100%. And it takes time to cut them out, you know. It's not gonna be an easy task, but the end result is gonna be beautiful. I have not seen anybody make this on YouTube at all. Okay, I don't know how many minutes this video is, but I'm gonna break it in parts. I think I went over beyond 30 minutes. I really only wanted to go 20 minutes. I should have stopped at 20 minutes, but it's okay. You have to see me cut the third piece. Okay, so the third piece is cut out. We're already at 31 minutes. So I'm going to fold this one up, and then we're going to go to part 2. If I can find my arrow. Stop this video, and I shall